So now that we're ready to get going, we've got everybody's classes ready to go. Um, we'll get to names as we go through. Joey, do you want to go ahead and go through, roll your character first? Um, some of this stuff you guys can do on your own. If we want to all go through it together, there will be a little bit of confusion when we do the rolling of the dice for stats. But if you go to your character and go to the on it should just be called the character mancer, but it might be character sheet on
Character
your
sheet, yeah.
yeah, and then there's a let me go to one that doesn't have it open so that because Joey's got his open on his screen. On the character sheet.
Oh, did you need me to wait? I was just
No,
going
it's all
through.
good. It's all good. I was just looking at
Okay.
your tab. So on your character sheet, you know where it says core, bio, and spells on the right-hand side? If you go to the gearbox next to that, and then scroll down a little bit, there's a thing called Launch Level 1 Character Mancer towards the bottom right there of that character sheet. And then you could just go ahead and click that, and that'll open up a character creator, which saves us a lot of time.
Oh, okay.
Especially for those of you who are new, like you never played Ian, so this is a much simpler version than rolling them from scratch.
Okay.
And then just when you're ready, click next. All right, so the first thing you're going to choose is a race. Now, I think everybody chose like traditional D&D races, so we shouldn't have to do any customization because we obviously have brownies and we have halflings in our
I
world.
forgot about brownies.
So those would be customized. But since we're not doing that, everybody should be able to find their race from the drop down. And then you also can pick your alignment on this page. There's an additional drop down.
Ooh.
There's a whole bunch of information here if you're new to this, so don't stress because you'll have plenty of time to read through things. Also, there's going to be a drop down for like proficiencies, like I think it might be tools proficiencies, depending on what you have there. Just whatever you want to do, it's flavor at this point. It's not going to be something we really pay attention to. And then if you want to choose a sub race, it's not going to be hugely crucial for this because we are just doing, like I said, this is a loosey-goosey campaign as opposed to a hardcore rule campaign. It's more about the story than anything else. And then when you're done with that, click next. This is where
Humans can only be humans, though?
Humans can... No, humans... What do you mean humans can only be humans? You're confusing me.
Or what's the sub-race?
Is there a sub-race for humans?
There's not a sub-race for humans. There's a thing called variant human.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which we won't get into.
I mean, you can. It's just slightly different character creation. I guess I need some clarification. So
Sure.
mage, am I to assume that that's basically like rolling a wizard?
Yeah, just mage, roll a wizard. I should have
Okay,
clarified that
and
earlier.
then-
Sorry.
Is it fey magic or quantum?
It's going to be elemental magic, so
Okay, so like a high elf would make sense.
yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay, and then after we get through that, I forgot I'm actually rolling a character along with you guys. I need to pay attention to this. I'm also streaming at the same time, so I was getting everything checked out. I was late getting the stream started. That's my fault. I got lots of stuff going on here. Fighter. Then there's skill proficiencies. Ian, since you're like new to this, basically as you're going through skill proficiencies, is just things that your character is good at, and if you have a proficiency in something, then you get bonuses to rolls if you have to make a roll of that type, which is very similar.
Oh, okay.
I know you guys just played. Why am I blanking on the game you guys were playing on the PlayStation a while back?
Divinity.
Divinity Original Sin
Divinity.
2. It's the same type of thing, man. So.
Oh, okay.
So just
I figured.
yeah, just pick whatever you want here.
Well, since I have charisma, I'll do persuasion.
There you go. And then fighting style, stuff like that. Anything you see in the drop downs, go for it. The stats, if you've gotten to the stat page, we can't actually, because I don't have the Roll20 stuff. I don't have the module here. So we'll just need to manually roll.
So you
So
should be able to do this.
sure.
And it will roll. Let's see, I might have done it wrong. Why does it look so weird?
It does look weird. I was just gonna, yeah, because
Hold on.
sure.
Well, I guess you did it 6 times, but
Just roll d20s 6 times.
No, it'll be
no.
Yeah, okay.
what I typically do is roll 3d6 6 times, and those are your
Hmm.
stats.
You used to 3d6.
Yeah,
It's hardcore.
yeah. This is my second edition nature coming out, but at least we're not using Thaco this time around. Because last time we did a session, I made everybody do second edition, but that was like 5 years ago, so it's been a while since I've done that. But yeah, also if you don't want to do the manual rolling, for those of you who are on this, on the left-hand side of your screen, there's a series of things that you can click on. One of those has a symbol of a dice, and you can just go to the d6 and move it over to 3 and roll your 3d6.
So roll 3d6, and that's your first one.
Yep. Well, you can assign them wherever you want, but roll
Oh,
them
okay.
roll them 6 times, and then assign them wherever you want on your character sheet.
How the crap? I can't remember. Oh, here it is. Never mind. It opened it in a separate window. I figured it out. Thank God.
This is an NPC. I'm just giving him normal basic stats here because I'm rolling a character with y'all.
Let's see. Rolling d6 3.
So.
Oh, 8? Damn. Damn.
Where do you see where you rolled? I'm not seeing it.
On the top right, there's a chat bubble that you can click on, and that'll actually
Oh, I
show
see.
you your rolls.
Okay.
Where you guys at?
Oh, 15. That's better.
It's all good. What screen
So
are you
look
on,
over
Dan?
at top left.
Well, what page are you on?
The section when you choose your stats. It's the abilities tab.
Oh, the ability. Oh.
Yeah. And as an FYI, for those of you who want to see 3D dice on the screen, there's a gearbox in the very top right that you can go to, and there's a section where you can actually have it show enable 3D dice and then automatically roll 3D dice if you want to see them on the screen. Otherwise, you just see them in the chat window.
Ah, shit. I got crap rolls.
You're not going to be a very tanky.
Yeah, I mean, they're not
fighter.
terrible. They're not terrible, but they're not as good as the one I had my other night when we did the dummy rolls. All right. Strength 15. Dex. Oh, hell.
So, Ian, did you figure that out, or do you need some guidance?
I need more guidance.
Okay, are you on the abilities tab?
Yes, I am.
Go to the drop down and drop it down to custom.
Custom. All right.
That'll show you then 6 stats.
Yes.
Now, on the top right, do you see the chat? Have you clicked that chat bubble to see the chat window? And you'll see everybody's roles in text.
Top right.
Yeah, top right of your screen. There's like a series of icons. One of them should be chat bubbles. Should be the first one on the left there.
Intelligence check.
Let's see.
Intelligence. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Nope, that's not right.
Not
Top right.
Not the top right of the character sheet, but the actual top right of your entire Roll20 user interface.
Okay.
Do you have 2 monitors going on?
No, I just got the one.
Okay.
Where the hell is
It's all good, man.
I swear I'm not dumb. Where is this?
Yeah, so just on your screen when you're looking at your UI, obviously you've got the pop-up, which is your character sheet, right?
Yes.
On the left-hand side, you see like a single column, right? Which has like an arrow and some other stuff and like a symbol of a dice. On the far left side of your screen,
Left side.
like top left
Okay.
of your UI.
For some reason, I'm not seeing any of that. Oh, wait. There it is.
All right, now on the top right, do you see the one that has like a chat bubble?
That. I'm not seeing that. I swear this is dumb.
It's all good.
What's he looking for? I'm not paying attention.
Well, I was trying to have him see the chat roll so he can actually roll his dice for his character.
Oh, you don't just see the chat bubble?
No, I keep hearing like the chat pop up. I'm not seeing any of it.
I'll be damned.
Well, you have to actually be clicked on that tab, which is what I was getting at. What do you see in the top right of your screen? Not the character sheet, but the actual screen.
So you have the character sheet, and then you have
What other icons are there?
characters, 5th edition, jukebox, Marcos. I don't
Yeah,
know what
one
that
of
is.
macros. One of those should be. It looks like a chat bubble.
Oh, there it is. Chat bubble.
Now you should see everybody's rolls in the chat.
So, oh, I was at the very top. It wasn't even popping up.
It's all good, man. Now to roll your to roll your stats, the easiest way to do it is go just all the way back to the left-hand side of your screen where that single column is, and there's a there's a symbol for a D20 die. And then if you hover over that, you'll get all the different die types and how many dice you can roll.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I see it.
roll 3d6 6 times, and then you can put those wherever you want in your stats. Well, hang on. You're doing one at a time. Next to the d6.
Oh, 6 times.
Well, no, hang on. You see where it says d6?
Yes.
And then go right twice where it says 3 in the same column, and click
Yep.
that. There you go.
Like that?
So you got a 13. That's you can put that somewhere. That's a good roll,
Okay.
actually, by the way.
I do that for each of my.
Yeah. Well, you
each
do
of
Yeah,
it
6 times.
6 times and then put them wherever you want.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Jeez.
oh, Ian.
What?
Ian. Those are terrible.
I
Yeah.
thought mine were bad.
I blame you.
I thought mine were bad. I at least got some 15s and a 13. Oh.
It gives you suggested abilities too, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, there's
Know
some.
where to put it too.
There's some. Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Two
I
13s.
think my character is built.
Damn.
And once you have those sorted out, let us know.
What do you think is more important, intelligence or wisdom?
What are you? Ranger?
Half elf ranger.
Long-term wisdom because of casting, but it's that's long-term.
I'm a dumb half elf ranger. There we go.
Okay. Now, if everybody, I'm assuming if you've moved beyond this point, that's all good. Next one is the background tab. Now we don't have any of the custom backgrounds downloaded, so I just skipped this tab, which takes you to the equipment. Feel free to. I just like class equipment because it gives you a variety of different things to choose from for your character. So feel free to go ahead and choose your starting equipment.
Are you guys okay? I think my got disconnected, but I didn't want to refresh while I was finishing my character sheet.
Oh, we hear you now. So equipment panel, and after that is going to be spells, which the only person who's going to worry about that is probably. Do you get spells as a Tristan? Did you get any spells as a first level paladin? I think you get.
I thought I got like lay on hands,
Okay.
or I don't know.
Heath and
Uh-oh.
I should have some spells.
Yeah.
I made an oopsie. I
Fix
closed
it.
my character sheet and now I can't get it.
Yeah, it looks like level 1. I get divine sense and lay on hands. I don't know if those are.
Nice. Okay, let me see here. We've got. So for those of you who have spells, feel free to go to that panel and do all your spell selections and everything else. Which tab are you on, Ian?
I went to bio.
Okay. Did you go through the equipment? You've already went through the equipment and feats and everything?
Yep, I went through the equipment.
Cool.
I have no spells or feats.
All right. So yeah, feel free to wrap these up, everybody. Spells should be fairly self-explanatory. Oh, I need to click equipment for this guy.
Okay, I just got to the spells tab and it says the arcane is a mystery to you.
You are too stupid to know anything about stage.
What's a good human name?
Ooh, yeah, names. That's another thing.
Bob.
There you go.
What was it we did the other day? We had to click so that it would auto roll your combat.
Well, that we'll get to that later. I don't want.
Okay,
I don't
okay,
want. I don't want
okay.
to go
Sorry,
too
sorry.
deep into that yet. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start looking at tokens for everybody real quick.
I'm a short, old, fat dwarf. At heart. And in this game.
Do you guys have a preference for actual like miniature looking avatars or just facial avatars?
Miniature.
Miniature.
All right, hang on. Let me.
That's
look
my
through
vote.
here.
Larger.
I'm just gonna find some generic stuff for the first session, and then we'll, if we want to get detailed into this stuff, we can later on. All right, what do we got first? We have a dwarven fighter.
I'm also interested why it gave me 2 different battle axes. I find that interesting.
Just gonna drag some stuff on here real quick. Cleric.
-1 initiative.
I'm not gonna stress too much about the initiative stuff, so no worries. But still, -1. Oof. All right, Templar. Is there not a cleric in here?
You have a -1 for initiative? That's terrible.
It's terrible.
How fast are you, though?
Don't we have the same? What is
I don't
that?
know.
30 speed.
Yeah, I'm only 25. Short guy.
Same.
I might recommend that each person add their picture into their character sheet.
In the avatar slot.
Yes, because then you can click on it and drag it. So if I were to upload some random one that I have,
Where do we do that?
hold on.
Or is that what we want to do?
Well, I think what he's suggesting that way you can drag it onto the map as opposed to me looking for tokens for everybody.
Hmm.
I think that's what you're suggesting, right, Heath?
Yes, so I'll show you one sec. Gotta
But
find
I
the
can
rest
still
of them.
assign tokens from there.
Yeah, but you
right?
might have to do it every time. I'm not sure on that one.
Yeah, I think there's a section. I'm about to test it out with Joey's character. Hang on a second. But yes, he is correct. Doing it with your avatar is a good starting
So this is
point.
like an old one I made. So you can just save.
So I can set tokens and have it save it, and hopefully it'll save it beyond this session. So Joey, try to drag yourself onto the screen, Joey. Like if you take your character name and drag it onto the screen.
That should be in bio, yes?
Yeah.
Or
Well, it'll be the journal.
No, go to your journal.
journal?
Where it says characters, just click and drag it.
Oh. Ah! Yes.
So yeah, so you have that avatar. Okay.
That's fine.
Ooh.
And then let's put the.
Oh, I
names
have
in.
an even worse than this div.
That's okay.
But the avatar thing is a good idea as well. That we just have your own picture as well, because I might take forever to get all that set up. And then don't forget to add your character names. Who was the
Forster.
paladin? Tristan was the paladin.
Oh, that's right. You can set up the bars. That's right. Yes.
Paladin. Okay. There's. There we go. Who's that? Dun, dun. This is all the prep stuff. All right, what else we got here? Dwarven fighter, human. I need something for a Templar. Well, I'm just gonna do some random stuff for now here, so we get something going here. All right, and that's gonna be for. What did you name your character, Michael?
Lance?
Lance. There he is. Thank you. Lance is better than
It's
Bob.
called a lance. Hello. Sorry. If you know, you know. You don't know, Michael?
Don't know.
A Knight's Tale? Heath Ledger?
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
That's a good
And
movie.
the other, it's got so many actors in it, but I can never remember anybody's names. The guy that plays Vision from Marvel movies.
Oh,
Huh.
Alan Tudyk's in it. I can't remember who the. All right.
Okay, cool.
Who am I missing here? We still got.
We need the mage, don't we? Or did you
Yeah,
get the
I
mage?
just
Oh,
put
there's-
I put Heath's character on there. I got to do Himvar and somebody else. Where's Himvar's character? A dwarven rogue. Dun, dun, dun. Somebody's a ranger, so I'm going to pull that on the screen for the ranger. And we're just going to put that on the screen for the rogue for the moment. Okay, we have Himvar as a rogue. What did you name your character, Liam?
Hildune.
Halden? Okay. Make sure I had the right guy.
I'm too lazy to come up with new names every time I create a new character.
Me too.
Can't do it. It's too much work.
Oh, naming something is hard.
It is like coming up with a good name is quite hard. Like anytime I roll an alt, I'm always like hung up at character creation because of the name. I'm like, ugh. Itradler 1.0, Itradler 2.0.
I was gonna say, you guys made those names up in Lord of the Rings Online, and you never changed them for anything.
Nope. Stuck.
All right, I should have everybody's characters, correct? And if we have to do them on the next screen, Heath can yell at me, because hopefully it's saved. I think I did all that correctly, but I'm still getting used to this, so we'll see if it actually worked or not. 1, 2, can everybody drag their avatars around?
Yep.
That's everybody, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So if you set names on them, can everybody see the names, or is it only like I set my name? Can everybody see mine's Itradler or no?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Just curious.
So you might have to, I guess you have to set them up on your end to see the names. All right, I got it set
don't
up
know.
on mine. Okay. Everybody get done with their character creation? All got level 1 characters.
I think so.
Yep.
All right. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so if everybody wants to, I'll let you drag your own characters onto the screen here, but you can basically drag them in front of the character of Hylan, here, the half-elf. The setting is, you're all, we already know all of your backgrounds. We've got the half-elf Ranger, we've got Ian the Half-Elf Ranger, we've got Halden, the Hill Dwarf Rogue, Idrildor, the Dwarven Fighter, Lance, the Human Templar. We've got, who am I missing here? We've got Halden, we've got dun, 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 dun. And is it, how do I pronounce your name, Tristan? Is it Ragalorm?
Ragolorm.
Okay. I'm never know. It's really hard with Joy's character. And what's your does your character have a strange name or an easy name, Heath?
I'm gonna go with Duende.
Duende.
So strange.
Very
Duende.
strange.
Can't change.
Awesome. Okay. You're a group of varied individuals who, at this point, as random adventurers, you have been hired recently by a half-elf named Hylan to. It was kind of not necessarily mysterious, but it's one of those jobs where the description wasn't exactly that detailed. It was just like, hey, we need some extra hands on this ship that we're going to be sending off to Prothana. The pay sounded pretty good, and so all of you being in a position where you wanted to make a little bit of extra coin for the time decided that, hey, we'll just go ahead and sign up for this. Besides, you all want to go to see the big city and perhaps have an adventure there, because life out in the areas surrounding the city of Forkland, even though Forkland is a coastal city, it's not the big city. It's not the capital. It is a harbor town. I mean, calling it a city might be a little stretch of the words, but it is a big enough place that it has its own cathedral for the Church of the Elder Ways. There is a branch of the Circle of Mages. It's got room for several ships to dock in the harbor, but you have not been summoned to the harbor. When you got the job description, you were told that you needed to travel south of Forkland by a couple of hours and show up at this strange dock out in the middle of nowhere at, come at midnight is what you were told. So we're going to go ahead and get everybody on the screen here. What you got? Dun, 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 dun.
Come at midnight.
No.
Because that's not sketchy at all.
No, it's not. I'm just dragging everybody on the map at this point. We might have to do some resizing here, but I'm not too stressed about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So I'm still seeing the Project Dramond main screen.
Did I
Did
not
you change
switch
maps?
it over? I did not. Thank you very much for
Okay.
reminding me, because
Oh, there we go.
I'm
Okay.
a newbie to this. Sorry.
Hey!
This is me not remembering how to do Roll20 for a long time.
Wow, we're giants.
Yeah, you are a giant at the moment. I don't know
I am the biggest dwarf.
I don't know how to do resizing automatically, so
The giant dwarf. Now that's funny. Okay. Ooh, cool.
So you showed up at this dock in the middle of the night to find a small group of dwarves loading supplies onto the ship. The half-elf who hired you, one Hylan, who's this guy right here, is standing there, overseeing the dwarves as they load things. I've just got a nice little chain of dwarves here. They've basically formed a little supply chain, and they are handing off goods down the dock, loading this under the cover of darkness. As you approach from under the eaves of the woods, several suspicious glances from the dwarves are cast your way as you approach, but once they see Highland waving you over, it's obvious that he knows you. They carry on with their loading of the ship and basically ignore you at this point. Highland looks at you as you approach. I trust you made your way here without picking up any unwanted attention. He looks around, looks behind you, kind of looks up the path and into the forest, kind of squinting a little bit to see if anybody might have picked up your trail. We're going to roll a d6 real quick. Ooh,
Gosh
got away
dang
with it. All right. So, how goes it?
it. It's a long trek.
It is a bit of a journey from Forkland, but on a night like tonight, it's not too hot, not too cold. We should be ready to get underway shortly. I assume you all have the supplies that you need for the journey?
Of course.
All right, well, hop to it then. Let's get these supplies loaded. And he directs you to help the dwarves with getting the rest of the food and goods loaded onto the ship. Now, as you start and looking at things here, it's some of this is general food stuff. There's crates of fish. There's some barrels of water. Looks like some barrels of ale, some tobacco. There's also, as you start to help the dwarves, there's several unmarked crates that are padlocked shut that are extremely heavy and take at least 2 dwarves. Some of them take 4 dwarves to move from this section of the area here, and they're loading them up onto the docks. Now, as you help Highland and the dwarves onto the ship, as you board the ship, you notice a hawk-eyed sea elf who is overseeing everything with a steely eye. And she's not barking orders, but she's definitely, watching everyone and kind of, you get the impression that not only, this is the captain of the ship, but she's also not somebody to be trifled with. She motions Hylan over as he boards the vessel and whispers something to him, and then she then disappears into the area back here into her office. So we'll consider her in the office for this point, into her private quarters. And she leaves Highland to oversee the rest of you as you continue to load the boat.
Hey, Highland, I don't like secrets. What's up with the she elf?
Firen? She's the
Yes.
captain. That's really all you need to know at this point. Don't worry. Her bark's meaner than her bite. All right,
It's a
everybody.
lot of.
Go ahead.
Never mind.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's a lot of armed individuals just to help load a boat.
Well, you never can be too careful. All right, everybody roll a 6-sided die, please. Just one 6-sided die.
Oh.
All right, we got a 1.
Oh, wow.
Oh. Oh, I did 2. What the heck?
All right, as you're helping to load the boat, we've got Lance and I gotta look at the character names real quick. This is gonna take me a while to get all your names down. Lance and Halden, you guys are helping a couple of dwarves with one of those really heavy crates. And as you're going along, one of the dwarves stumbles, and the crate just crashes down. So I'm gonna roll really quick. What I'm rolling here really quick are, I like to call these flavor rolls. So 1, 2, 3 is good, 4, 5, 6 is bad, and we're gonna see what happens when this crate hits the deck. Okay.
Ooh.
Now hang on a second. So 1, 2, 3, it's Lance. 4, 5, or 6, it's Halden. All right, Halden, this chest drops down and smashes you in the shin, and just drops on your toe, and this hurts like bad. Roll 1d6 for damage.
Are you trying to kill him?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, so
Part of the
it
gig.
just it pinched your toe and like cracked your
Oh.
toenail. You took a point of damage. This hurts really bad. You start screaming some of the dwarves run over, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, hey, let's get this off your foot then," and you limp your way back onto the boat, and you have now been excused from helping load any more of the
That's a
ship,
bonus.
any more of the supplies onto the ship. You have a shin burn and a broken toenail. Steel-toed work boots, man. Just gotta get those.
Best to be more careful.
Not in my line of work normally.
So,
All right, as you are about to finish up loading the vessel, there are some on the horizon. So right here, where you guys came down onto the beach, you've got a little bit of a clearing between two trees, basically. And this would be, if you can use your imagination here, this is a path going up to the hillside that you came down. And
Right.
as you're finishing up loading, there are now several torches that have appeared on the top of that hill, and you can make out the silhouettes of individuals. You're not sure what they are or who they are. The dwarves start frantically, like, "Come on, we gotta go, let's get this loaded, let's go. And now it's everybody. Highland's, come on, guys. And Highland is going to run down here to the end of the ship, and he's going to knock his bow, and he's just going to keep an eye on the horizon. And the torches are going to start coming down towards you guys as you're going. The dwarves are scrambling. "Come on, guys, don't just stand there. Help us load the vessel. We've got to get all the rest of these things on." There's a few crates left. Let's see here. You get the crates on. You get the last of the crates on. The ladder gets thrown off, and you manage to shove off just as a group of what looks like 15 or 20 pissed off looking dwarves come barreling down the hillside behind you. And they're yelling and screaming things that you don't. Who speaks Dwarven? We've got 2 dwarves in the party, right? Yeah,
Right.
they're not saying nice things about your ship captain or the people in your boat. It's not good. There's some commentary about, bloody thieves, and your mother's. Yeah, it's not good. So
It's probably accurate.
it's very. You can make
started to feel this job was not worth the pay.
You may or may not have illicit goods on board. Be that as it may, you managed to shift off from the docks, and you are now off at sea. I'll grab my phone here. The voyage across the inner sea is uneventful. The nights are cold, the days are a little warmer, but still not warm enough that you feel comfortable wandering the upper decks without a cloak. Springtime is here, but upon the open water the breeze is still crisp. Your vessel hugs the coast as you make your way south, then east, and you pass other merchant ships doing the same, casual waves made between ship crews when close enough to see the other. To the north is the ever-smoldering volcano at the heart of the inner sea, an ever-present reminder of the rupture those 5 centuries ago when the Fey world was torn asunder by strange energies that appeared out of nowhere. To the south, fishing villages dot the coastline as you make your way east, giving way at the southernmost juncture to the Bay of Anglor and the city of Angloria, second only to Prothana. Real quick, for flavor rolls, everybody roll a 6-sided die. Doo-doo-doo.
5.
Joey rolled a 6. Who rolled a... Michael, you rolled a 1.
Critical fail. Drowns.
So, Lance, you and... I'm going to butcher these names until I write them. You and Halden have been to Angloria in the past. So it's a good-sized city. It's second only to Parthana. Just if you want to mark that down for roleplay purposes later, you'll have some lore information about Angloria if and when that comes up, because you've actually been there. The rest of you've never been in the past. As you sail past the city of Angloria, The vessel turns north, following the coastline as it turns from gentle slopes and rolling hills to the rocky crags that finally terminate at Mokin's Point. From there, a sharp turn to the south, and you are sailing into the long arm of the Arkan Bay. Several large shipping vessels making their way out of the bay and into the open sea. 4 massive naval ships guarding the entry, with the half-risen sun of the Church of the Elder Ways visible upon their bows even from the distance. 2 lighthouses crest the ridges on either side of the mouth of the bay, the easternmost barely visible from where your ship hugs the coast and makes its way south towards Parthana. You see the tip of the main tower that makes up the Circle of Mages first, followed shortly after by the glimmering stained glass of the Vestige Temple, reflecting the morning sun even from this distance, and then the city of Parthana slowly spreads across the horizon as your ship closes in. The land around is a gently sloping bowl that makes its way down to the harbor. The Vestige Temple and surrounding buildings of the Church of the Elder Ways on the western slopes, with the 8 towers making up the Circle of Mages on the eastern side. Between, a bustling city made up of mansions and shops and libraries and schools and taverns and inns and warehouses and hovels. Everything a capital city needs to be the heart of the realm. Several other navy vessels are anchored along the way, with the Serpent's Tooth tiny by comparison, which is the name of your ship, by the way. I may have forgotten to mention that as we got on it earlier. You see larger elven ships as you make your way towards the docks. Their sleek lines perfect for navigating the mad sea to the east. Bulkier human vessels as well, veterans of the inner sea, but not something you would want to take out into the mad oceans that lay beyond the eastern borders. Your attention is turned towards the crew now of your own vessel, a mixture of elves and humans as they slow your ship and you make your way towards one of the smaller docks on the southeastern side of the horizon, which will be this one right here. The waters here are too shallow for the larger vessels, but perfect for the elven sloops, such as what you are currently on. There's a gentle thud as your ship nudges the edge of the docks, and Firin, the boat captain, makes her way to the edge of the ship as several dwarves below wave and push a large wooden gangplank into place between the dock and the ship. She waves back and then turns towards your group, her steely gaze taking you all in. Let's not keep our clients waiting. Let's get this unloaded and onto the wagons. She gestures towards the end of the docks, where several wagons are parked with some dwarves who are waiting there as well. I'm going to take a quick pause here as we do the overview for the city of Parthana. This will be a quick bio break because I've had coffee and I need to take a quick run. Anybody else that needs to take a bio break, this is a good enough point. And then when we get back, we will talk a little bit more about the city of Parthana and where you're at and what you're going to be going towards from here. I'll be right back.
Okay, I've got to figure out how we can set it up to where I can see everybody's character names, because I'm never going to remember everybody's names.
Can't we change our names on the bottom part of it where our
You can
cameras are? How do we do that?
Oh,
go to the
Display
gear
name.
and do display name.
Gear
that might work
display
for-
name. Yeah. That's what we want.
yeah, that works for now. That works. Perfect.
What I do?
Now, Heath, it's pronounced Twinde. Is that how you said
Yep.
that?
Dwinde.
Twinde.
Twinde.
Lance. Argalorm.
Lance.
Lance. I like it.
That's simple.
It's easy. Raglarm, I know.
All right. Did anybody else step away while I was gone?
No, we're all just changing our names.
Oh, for the that's a good tip. Thank you very much.
Well, I need to know characters' names for role playing.
Yeah, and I keep having to click over to the journal tab because I didn't write it down in my notebook. So that's a great. I didn't realize you could do that for the.
So, Ian Half-Elven. It's not fair. Your name, is interchangeable.
Can you see me like in the video chat?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I was just checking because it disappeared from me for some reason.
It does some weird stuff from time to time when it refreshes. Not sure why it does that.
How do I change my name again?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Go to the gear, and
Oh, the gear.
it's right at the top.
I
Display name.
see.
I'm ready. I'm ready. It's intercombat.
There we go.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. That makes things easier for me. All right. So as you get here in the city of Parthana, let's see. Everybody roll 6s again to see if any of you have been here before.
I thought we decided.
That was
this
Angloria.
already.
Yeah.
Oh, that was my bad. Okay, I wasn't paying attention. All right.
That was weird. All right.
Ragalorm, Halden, and Dwinde have all been here
Duende.
in the past. And the rest of you will have had maps, so you at least know the layout of the city. But I'm going to give you a very quick overlay of the city so that you kind of understand some of what the city is looking like. And you'll have talked about it on your journey here. Basically, you've got the docks here in the center. This area here is the probably can't see my map. This is the warehouse district, basically. You've got the Elven district and the Circle of Mages over here. Down here, you've got the Dwarven district with the red houses. You've got the big marketplace here, open plaza here. This is the Fuwar estate. They're the headquarters for the Fuwar shipping agency. And then here is the closest closest buildings here are going to be warehouses, but the rest of these are just kind of not necessarily mansions, but they're nicer houses. Over here, these are the Fuwar shipping agency buildings as well, and then behind it you've got some mansions and some nicer houses. Then you have the Vestige Temple, which is right here, and then to either side you have additional church buildings, which this is the headquarters for the Church of the Elder Ways. And then down here you've basically got, this is just a huge human area, but there's tons of shops and buildings in here, lots of homes. When you get close to the wall down here, that gets into like some of the slummy areas of the city. But this is basically where all the humans are at. And then you've got the city gate here. You've got some taverns and some basic entry points here, some inns, stables right here. This is a very general layout of the city that you have now arrived in. Now let's go to all right, so this is your vessel right here, and this is just going to represent, because I'm not putting down 5 different wagons on the map for you, but this is where you've got you've just docked your vessel. Sorry, not that one, this one, not the big one. I was clicking on the wrong one. You've just docked your sloop here, and you are now being met by the sight of several wagons here, along with a group of, it looks like, half a dozen dwarves, and they're led by this guy, who waves a greeting to Firin as she disembarks the boat ahead of you. And she strides down to meet him. Now, as she does this, she's just anticipating, because she gave you the command to let's not keep our clients waiting. Let's get this unloaded onto the wagons. So as you're sitting there taking the sights of the city in, you're being prompted by... All right, let's get this going, everybody. And he's going to lead you to start unloading all of the supplies that you loaded onto the ship about a week before. The journey took about a week to get here, and now you are helping the dwarves helping the dwarves here, and your crew of dwarves and elves and half elves. You've got a crew of say 15 people, and you're all helping them to get everything unloaded. And okay, as you're unloading everything, you notice. Gotta pull them up real quick.
Let's not break any toes this time.
We'll roll for that here in a minute. So let's get these. Hey Heath, there's a real quick question for you, Heath. Can you do a grouping of characters like with Dragon and then move them all at the same time, or do you have to do them individually?
I think you can.
Okay. About to try that out. Perfect. All right. So as you're doing this, you notice a group of 4 Church of the Elder Ways soldiers. They look to all be perhaps paladins. They're definitely all. They look. It's strange because they're all completely armored. And typically, for those of you who've been to the city before, you'll know that traditionally the City Watch are the ones who roam the streets, not the Church of the Elder Ways. And these guys appear to be in full military clothes as they march past. And they make their way down over here. Meanwhile, you are busied with loading and unloading the rest of your stuff onto the docks. Everybody roll a 6.
Rolling 6.
Oh my goodness, look at all those 6s.
6-1.
Lance, Ragelworm, Dwende, and Isildur, you are all carrying, the 4 of you are carrying one of the chests, one of those big heavy chests that Halden had such a problem with earlier. And as you're making your way, I mean, this thing, you're grunting, you're heaving. It's whatever's in this chest is, I mean, it's all 4 of you. What are your guys' individual strengths?
I'm 15.
No strength.
I gotta look now.
15. See, the other night when we played, you
12.
were able to set up stats.
You got 12.
Yes.
All right. I'm just looking real quick at everybody's character sheets. 10. Oof. All right. Yeah, this thing's
15.
really. You're really heavy.
I got it.
It's really heavy. It starts to slip, and as it starts to slip,
Watch out for your toes.
all right, this thing, it slips out of your hands and it falls to the floor, or falls to the deck of the docks here with just a massive thud. And all of the people around who are loading and unloading look up, and immediately this dwarf who is talking to Fearin here kind of steps out really quick and comes around her and looks down towards you at the docks. What the hell is going on here? He's not happy. He's really pissed. He's glaring at you, and he turns to Fearin, and he's like, "Where the hell did you get these idiots? I swear, every time you come to town, it's a new batch of people, and it's always the lowest barrel. I swear, man, you're always picking the lowest fruit from the tree. What the fuck is wrong with you? I paid you enough coin to hire real, true people, and you hired these fucking," and he's ranting and raving, and he's not happy right now. And he looks at, hang on, who's he gonna look at here? All right, we've got now, let's see here. He's gonna look at Isildur. You're a another dwarf, and he's gonna switch to dwarven. He's like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? You know better than that!" And turns back around, and he's just fuming, and he points to one of his other dwarves, and is like, "Go help them out," and he sends some of his dwarves to help you out. Now, while this is going on, Fearon has disappeared into this building over here, and Hyland is over here just hanging out on the outskirts, while this guy is overseeing the loading and unloading of the ship. Now, they're offloading all of the supplies from before. They're also taking some things from this wagon and putting them back on the ship as this is happening. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. As this is going on, you see another group of 4 armored. Can you guys see these move in real time, by the way, or is it just when I drop it, it shows you?
It's when you drop it, it like catches up.
Okay. So you see another group of soldiers marching past, and let's see here. Because I'm not intimately familiar with this. Can you roll perception rolls from your character sheets?
You can.
So you click on your character sheet, and then you just click perception, and it should roll for you.
Perfect. That's what I wanted. So everybody roll perception rolls.
Nice.
Ooh.
2.
Very
Oh, this
perceptive there.
is gonna be bad. I don't even want to do this.
What?
Oh, like
Oh, okay,
wow.
that's not terrible. Yeah, I thought it was
That's
just
not-
blank.
Not terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who
I
are,
just saw -1 modifier, and I was like, oh.
who are we missing? Ragalorm, go ahead and roll your perception as well. Unless he's AFK. If he's AFK, oh well, it's all good.
No,
no,
I'm
he's
here.
there.
I'm just trying to figure where
Oh.
am I looking?
On your character sheet, you guys can answer.
Yeah.
You know better than I do.
So on your character sheet,
Yep.
there's a box on the left that does everything.
Acrobatics,
Perception.
animal handling. It should be in that list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just click on it.
Yeah, just click on where it'll highlight red or something like that. And then it'll roll for you. There you go.
There you go. Oh, that's
Hey.
not terrible.
Oh.
Oh, Hailden, or however you say.
All right, Ragalorm, Duende, and Lance. You guys actually notice that there seems to be a gathering going on over here. And as you look, you notice for the first time there's also another group of soldiers. There's a good group of soldiers over here.
Oh yeah. Jeez.
Church soldiers, yes.
Church soldiers, not
Paladins.
City Watch. These are like paladins and Templars. They're all dressed up for military, and they're congregating at this street, which leads deeper into the heart of the city. All right. Okay. So that's going on. This main dwarf is still kind of pissy, but he's, you've managed to not drop anything else as you've continued to offload the boat. Helen and Fearon make their way back to the wagon, and they appear to be discussing something. She gives him a quick kiss on the cheek as they get close to the wagons, and Fearon looks over at this dwarf and says, "Are we ready? Do you got everything loaded?" And he replies, "Yes, it looks like everything is good to go, assuming nothing's broken." And he glares at the 4 of you who dropped everything, whatever's in that case. And roll perception again real quick, everybody.
Just keep this open.
All right, Duende and Lance, you guys are on top of it tonight with the perception rolls. you notice and hear that they're discussing in hushed tones, Firin and Hylan with this dwarf, who you've now discerned his name is Jurl. They don't like the look of what's going on down here to the southwest, with all of the Church of the Elder Ways gathering. They don't appear to know what's going on, but it's not normal. And those of you who have been here before, yeah, it's typically the City Watch. This is not something that is that they've seen before. There's some murmured discussions about whether or not they can take any alternate routes to get to the Dwarven district, but considering that you've got 3 different wagons with goods that may or may not be things that you want inspected, they are, it's like we can really only go down the main road at this point, and until we get to the alleys beyond there, they can't get through this muddle of buildings over here because of the fact that the streets are too narrow. So it's kind of one of those scenarios of, well, I guess we're just going to have to see what happens and go find out what's going on with this group. So why don't you guys all get your avatars onto the map, if you could.
I don't know how to scale mine down, though. That's my issue.
Can you not scale it, like by clicking on it and dragging it, or do I have to do that?
I think you have to do that.
Okay.
I can change the scale. It says token. Oh wait, never mind. That's something different. Never mind.
How do I get my avatar on the map?
Click your name and drag it.
All right, I'm just going to resize everybody here. Not going to be perfect, but it'll be close enough. And then I'll let you guys drag your own. Ooh, that was too small. Sorry, Mr. Rogue.
Like down with our picture?
Like go to your character's name.
On the journal, and then
On
you
the
should be able
journal.
to
Oh,
drag the
okay.
name.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go. Thank you very much. All right, everybody should be on the map now.
And how do we shrink it, or can only Timmy do that?
I think only I can, so I'm
Unless you make your own, then you can't shrink it.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Like he was telling us to do earlier, but shh.
Yeah, if you've got your own avatar. All right, real quick. I need to do this. Needs to be. Oh, we're back
And also,
later.
Ian, you were one. Oh, never mind. You don't have 2 monitors. Never mind. That won't apply to you.
I do not.
Yeah, never mind.
All right, let's get this back. All right. So I don't have a wagon on the map at the moment, so we're just gonna pretend that the wagons are behind. The 3 of them are ahead of the wagons. Highland, Firin, and Jurl. And the rest of the crew has stayed behind in the ship. There's the dwarves that came with the wagons. There are 6 of them. Let's get them onto the map real quick. And I'm just gonna pull some.
Whoa! Giants! Run for it!
Oh, it didn't show up for a second on my map. Hang on. That took a second. It was like it was having a hiccup moment. All right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're falling behind. You guys are kind of in the middle, and there's wagons are between there. So you guys are escorting this caravan on the way down the street from the docks. And as you get up here to the soldiers, it appears that's what's happened is they're setting up some sort of a checkpoint. And we've got what looks to be, I mean, it's at quick glance, you've got a dozen or so soldiers. We've got, looks like a bunch of paladins. There is one guy who is wearing a red cape. on top of the armor. And as your caravan approaches, this guy with the red cloak steps out, and he kind of, holds his hand out to the rest of the guys behind him, like, just hang on a second. And he gets in front of you and stops the caravan as it rolls forward into the street and approaches this group of soldiers. Halt! Where are you going? Fearon replies, we've got supplies that we're taking to the Dwarven district. What kind of supplies?
Heavy ones. Oh, sorry.
All right, Gerald's going to turn around and hang on a second.
I should have set up.
Joey. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I got to scroll all the way down. Oh, man.
Joey!
All right, Gerald turns
Sorry.
around and in Dwarvish, shut the fuck up. And he's not happy, and yeah, nobody pays attention. You're lucky. So there's an exchange going on between Fearon and this. He's got to be a captain from the way he's dressed, because he's got the same. They're all in scale armor. He's in the same type of armor, but he's got this big red cloak, and his armor is definitely a little shinier than everybody else's. Somebody who takes pride in his position. He's grilling Fearon. There's going back and forth. She's trying to be charming. This guy's not having any of it. Now he's looking at her, and he's got a sneer on his face, and he's looking at the dwarves, and he's kind of like sneering at them as well. He's looking at Hallen, the half elf, and he just, every time he looks at you, you can tell this guy does not like you. You don't know why he doesn't like you, but he doesn't like you. And he's going to say that as you're rolling here, as we're sitting here, let's see. All right, he's going to lean to the side, and he's going to look at... All right. I'm just going to go Idridor 1, Lance's 2, Duende's 3, Helden's 4, Raglan's 5, Ian's 6.
That works out really nice. Oh,
right.
nice.
He's going to look at Duende. Oh, this works out great. What are you? Where do you come from? Now, high elves are not common. Wood elves are very, very common. Wood elves are seen quite a bit. There's been lots of back and forth between the wood elves and the humans, as well as the dwarves and humans. But a high elf, you don't have the dark skin of the wood elves, and so he's now looking at you. And who are you, and where are you from? Yeah, I'm waiting.
I know, you gotta ask me about my backstory already.
Checking the source book.
I was like, wait a minute.
That's all good. It's
I
all
only
good.
decided on this an hour ago. Where city did we start off in?
Falkland.
I was on that ship from Falkland.
Okay. Well, I didn't ask what port you came from. I asked where you were from. I've never seen your kind of elf before. He spits on the ground.
You should consider that a gift then.
Oh!
Ooh.
Oh!
Oh, God, this is going to go well.
All right. He hawks a loogie and spits on the ground, and he looks at you. And he's silent for a moment. And he narrows his eyes, and he looks back at Fearon, And he looks at the rest of your party. You know, I don't know what it is about your kind, but every
Ooh.
time you come into this city, it's like you bring the filth from the western northern regions. He's this, he's not happy at this point, and he's obviously doesn't like elves from the look of it, and the dwarves. And he motions behind to his soldiers, and he motions them forward, and he's saying, "It's we need to do an inspection here. Come on, let's go." And immediately Jurl starts going, "Oh, no, wait. I got all my papers right here. We don't need to do an inspection. Look, here's my papers." The captain literally just shoves Jurl to the side. Jurl stumbles and kind of and drops his papers on the ground. And this guy shoves forward. He's going to push Firin to the side. Firin is going to narrow her eyes and just glare at him. But she doesn't do anything at the moment. And this guy's going to walk straight up to Duende, and he's going to put his finger right in your chest. Now, as this is going on, we've got these guys, and I'm just going to, for the purpose of just putting them out here, they're moving around this first wagon, and we've got 6 soldiers. They're starting to inspect the first wagon, and we're going to I need another guy to represent the captain here. If I can find somebody.
Knew it was bad news when I saw a high elf.
I'm just going to drop this. This will be the captain just for the purposes of just having an avatar on the map here real quick. All right, which one is Duende? You are the mage in the back. So he's going to move his way down. He's going to push past. Who's this character right here? That's Isildur. He's going to push past Isildur, and he's got another soldier right behind him. And he's going to shove his way past you. Short little dwarfs. And he's going to put his finger right in Duende's chest. And he's going to look you right in the eye, and you can just see the hate seething in his face. And
I interject.
What's that?
Oh no!
I interject.
Okay.
I
okay.
get in between them, and I suggest he's far too important to deal with this right now. We're just trying to transport materials.
All right, roll for it. If you roll a 1, 2, or 3,
A 6.
You gotta roll a 6-sided die. Roll a 1, 2, or 3, and it works. Roll a 6-sided die.
I roll 2.
All right, hang on a second. All right, he's gonna look at you, and he's gonna look around, and he's gonna say, "All right." Think to himself. He's thinking to himself for a minute, and he looks back at Duende, looks back at you, and as he's doing this, you can see he's trying to figure out what he wants to do. And the soldier who came behind him taps him on the shoulder and says, "Sir, we should get back to inspecting the wagons, don't you think?" He's going to glare at his soldier, glare at Duende, glare at you. He's going to mutter something underneath his breath, and he's going to turn around and cast one lingering glare back at Duende, and he's going to go back and march his way back to over here, and he's going to start talking to these guys, muttering something while these guys are searching this first. Okay. As they're inspecting, one of the guys says, "Captain!" He turns back around. "Yeah, sir, I think we found something. You might want to take a look at this." He comes back over. Jurl is now panicking on his face. "Oh, yeah, hang on. Look, yeah, let's just, everything's, I tell you, I got all my paperwork right here. Everything's in order." And the the guard in question has pulled up one of the sheets, and there's one of those big chests that you guys were carrying before that's padlocked shut. And he's tugging at it, and he's like, "Sir, what's this right here?" And the captain looks down and says, "Where's the key?" And Gerald's gonna be like, look, it's all right here," and he's gonna push the paper towards the captain. Captain's gonna say, "I don't give a damn about your piece of paper. Where's the key?" Dun, dun, dun. Sir, look, it's one of those. I understand you're under a lot of stress, but it's one of those days. Can we just, hey, how about if I buy you and your mates around at the tavern right here? And there's literally a tavern right here around the corner. There's a signpost out front. The captain's not having any of it. He literally is going to reach down and he's going to grab Drill by the throat. "If you don't give me the key right now, I'm going to throttle the life out of you right here on the street." And Jurl, you can see the wheels are turning and he's trembling, but he pulls a key out of his belt pouch and hands it to the captain. Captain's going to reach down and he's going to open the chest. And as he's trying to open it, the key is going to break off in the padlock.
Oh no.
His face just goes beet red, and he literally just slams his fist down on the chest and looks down at Jurl and just says, "You know what? This isn't worth my time. Get the fuck out of my sight now." And he steps to the side and has his soldiers draw back, and you guys are now moving along. Jurl is white as a ghost right now. And he's looking a little sickly. But the soldiers are parting ways, and it looks like you're going to be able to get past the checkpoint and on your way to delivering the goods. Now, as you roll through where the soldiers were right here, everybody roll a perception roll.
Oh,
No, no.
Oh. That's not bad. Nice.
All right. Duende and Idrildor, as the caravan is making its way through and the wagons are going through, you notice that there's a table set up on one side, and you happen to catch a glimpse of one of the big headlines that's been scratched onto this piece of paper, and you see the word quarantine. That's all you see. You just see the word quarantine as you roll past this group of soldiers. Church of the Elder Ways people.
Where's this table?
It's just right here for the sake. It was just to the side of everybody.
Am I able to try to grab this piece of paper that says quarantine? I'm
Well,
not sure that I.
Is it a
Wouldn't that-
newspaper or just a piece
why
of
are you
paper?
grabbing a piece of paper?
I don't know. It depends.
Could have info.
Yeah, it's a piece of paper. Roll a dex roll for it. Roll a dex roll.
Yes.
There's a sleight of hand too.
Is there a sleight? Sorry. Roll a sleight of hand one.
Oh.
I'm not looking at the character sheet, so yeah. Roll sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Thank
Where's
you,
that? I
Michael.
saw
Near
that
the
on
bottom.
Here.
I think it's alphabetical.
Thank you for reminding me, Mike.
Yes,
Yeah.
sleight of hand. Thanks. Oh, that's terrible.
All right.
Terrible.
Hold on.
It's
I need
terrible.
a second.
It's
second.
terrible. It's terrible. I liked my first one better.
You're a dwarf. Yeah, your first roll. You're a short, stocky dwarf who just tried to duck into the side, and
My dex is 15. It
you
should have worked.
tried to snag this piece of paper. You did not. You did not
Oh, no.
snag the piece of paper. So as you attempt to snag this piece of paper, you fail miserably. You kind of you try to duck to the side and kind of snag it with your hand, but instead you stumble into the table and knock it over and all of its contents onto the ground. And now I got to roll for the captain.
My bad, guys.
And he just looks back over his shoulder and just shakes his head and walks off. Meanwhile, you've got these two guards right here who are just like, what, man, come on. And they just go about starting to pick up all the mess that you just made. There's papers on the ground. There's inkwells. There's stuff all over the place now.
Oh, that's great.
Any other
My
bright
bad.
ideas?
My bad.
You good, Joey? Can we move on?
No, you know, it looked interesting.
Can you elaborate more on how much we would know about the plague?
Yeah, so for the purposes of role play, none of you would know what's going on at this point.
Right.
Because in terms of like
I was trying to grab the paper so we could find out,
the
guys.
the prologue of that I pushed out that PDF, these events are happening right now. So literally, the plague is just now starting to get bad enough that the church is starting to set up quarantine measures and to start up checkpoints and stuff. And you guys just arrived in the city, so this is something that's only happened over the last like 72 hours. So you're not going to have enough knowledge
Okay.
of what's actually happening quite yet.
Makes sense.
All right, so you pick yourself up from that mess and you hustle out of here before the captain decides to change his mind and threaten you with further mayhem. All right, so this would be where the checkpoint is right here on the map. You guys can see these when I do the highlights, right? The circles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I can see the
All
circles.
right, so that's where the checkpoint was. So you guys are literally on your way down. Can I do this here? You're going this way. I need to choose a different color for that. You're going down here southwest to the plaza, which is right here in the middle. Now, as you work your way down this thoroughfare, you've got buildings on either side. There's, oops, I need to go back to this. There's a forge over here. There's another tavern. We've got some other buildings off on the left. There's the noises of the marketplace off to the east, to the southeast. The thoroughfare is fairly busy with other people. It's mid-morning at this point, late morning. And you just see a normal bustling city place, but obviously your encounter with the Church of the Elder Ways is a little discomforting. And as you work your way through, again, those of you who have been here before, you're not seeing the city watch anywhere like you normally would. Instead, as you get close to the plaza here in the center of this fountain, you've got another group of another checkpoint has been set up around the plaza. Now, thankfully for you, at the moment, it's set up over here, and you're going over here. So as you approach the fountain, Jurl is, come on, we gotta go over here. Come on, let's go, and he's gonna hurry your wagon up as you go around the corner and go down this side street by the market. Now, as you pass, go ahead and roll a perception roll, everybody.
Damn.
Okay. So you just make your way around the fountain and down the street as you make your way towards the Dwarven District. Okay. As you make your way down this street here, you're passing by the market. You're seeing all types of people at the market here. There's humans, there's brownies, there's elves. All the different races of the realms are present at the market. There's the smell of fresh meat being cooked. There's horses and wagons, and it's a very beautiful marketplace with a nice garden around it, behind it. It's plenty of shade trees. And as you're coming down the street on the right-hand side, you start to see these human buildings meld into shorter dwarven buildings, which are of stone make instead of wood. And as you come down here, you notice that the road starts to peter out, and instead of cobblestone, it starts to turn into dirt. And if you keep going to the east here, you get over into the Elven District. And as you turn right here into the Dwarven District, just right here, you notice that off in this direction, probably another 15-minute walking distance, are the 7 big towers, and then the central tower of the Circle of Mages right here. You can actually see some of the elven structures off to the east through the woods. It gets definitely more dense in terms of the forest off as you look in that direction. But then you come around the corner here, and your caravan very slowly pulls up to this big forge structure that's in the heart of the Dwarven District, and in front of it are a handful of 2 people in particular. There's a handful of dwarves, but the one that steps out is this. He's an older dwarf. God, he's big. Need to shrink him down in size. You've got an older dwarf that steps out. His once black beard has now been peppered with gray, and he's got a slight limp in his left leg as he steps forward, but he waves to everybody as he comes, as the caravans come close, as the wagons come close, and he gives a big hug to Fearin, and Highland slaps him on the back, gives him a big hug, and as he's doing this, Jurl puts the wagons over here to the right, and the rest of you are just kind of left standing for the moment as these what appear to be longtime friends greet each other for the first time in a very long time. The main dwarf looks around at the wagons, nods at this other dwarf, Jurl, and were there any problems? And Jurl's like, apart from these wanking newbies, yeah, I think we're okay. We got all the goods, that's all that's important. Thanon shakes his head. The main dwarf here, we haven't introduced him, sorry yet, shakes his head and says, well, at least we've got everything here. That's the most important part. You, I haven't seen you in forever. He gives him another big hug to Fearin and Highland, and says, anybody thirsty? And he points at everybody and then points over to there's a barrel here by the forge, and a bunch of tankards set up on a table, which I didn't put in because I'm lazy. But he motions everybody over to go get a drink if they want, and continues to talk in hushed tones to his friends as he motions you all over to those tables.
Free booze! Woo!
Woo!
All right, as that's happening, Jurl is going to come over and hand you all a few sacks of coin. Thank you so much for your time, even though you did almost break one of our boxes. But other than that, at least the very least, we got here safely. And if I were you, I'd keep away from those Church of the Elderway fellows and not smart off to them anymore. And he kind of looks pointedly at Duende, especially you, big man, because we don't see many high elves around here. You're gonna stick out like a sore thumb, so I'd be a little cautious if I were you. One thing we didn't set out in the beginning, and we should probably do right now, let's just say that you all had 50 gold coins when you started. I probably should have done it at the very beginning. I kind of spaced that out. And then you all just got an additional 50 gold coins for completing the delivery of whatever's in those chests to this
It'd be 100 gold
place.
pieces.
So you've all got 100 gold.
But no paper. on what the quarantine is. Tried, guys.
All right, are you all drinking, or is anybody not drinking? Do
I'm
any of
not
you
drinking.
abstain?
Drinking.
What kind of booze are we talking about?
It's a from the smell of it, it's a home brewed spiced ale of some type.
I will pass.
No drinking on the
Oh,
job.
I'm 3 takers in already, man. Like it's free and it's there. We're good.
Oh, and I'm with Idradlor. I'm drinking.
Yeah.
All right, so the two of you who are drinking, as you drink, you hear. Well, hang on a second. The two of you who are drinking, roll perception rolls, please.
Oh Lord.
Oh boy.
All good.
It's the most
Joey,
delicious. It's the most
You rolled a
delicious.
persuasion.
Oh,
Yeah, you did. Roll perception, not persuasion.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Are you really drinking?
Apparently.
Yeah, he's just pretend drinking.
Oh, it's still not that
It's
much better.
it's the tastiest homebrewed ale you've had in a long time. But as you get to the bottom of the first cup, the both of you suddenly erupt into uncontrollable hiccups.
Oops.
Like uncontrollable, like you're having a hard time catching your breath type of hiccups.
Oh no.
And then you start hiccup and burping at the same time. The rest of you roll perception real quick. Lance, you hear it first. You hear this like cackling laughter from the eaves of the roof right above where the cups of ale were lined up on the table.
Oh great.
And you look up there and you see a little brownie girl who's just like rolling on the rooftop, like holding her stomach, just like as these two guys are like starting to almost get sick because the hiccups and burping. And then the older dwarf catches wind of what's going on, and he shouts up at the rooftop, "Ophelia, I told you not to bother them." And she's gonna say something that none of you understand, and she's just gonna disappear into a flurry of like wings and goes over the house, and she's gone. And he's gonna turn to the two of you. He's gonna turn to you, the two of you who are choking, and he's like, "I'm so sorry for Alfia. She can be a little bit of a nuisance, you might say, but you get used to her after a while if you don't choke to death first." And he pounds both of you on the back, and you overcome the hiccups and coughing at this point. And he looks at the two dwarves who are. We've got Edrazor, and who's the other dwarf? Is Halden's character.
Yeah, let's say Halden.
And he's gonna switch over to. And one is you a mountain dwarf, the other one's a hill dwarf, right? You're a hill dwarf, right, Halden?
Yes.
All right. So he's gonna turn to you first, and he's gonna say in hill dwarf, and he's gonna say, "It's nice to see a cousin here for the first time in a while. We don't see many new faces in Parthana."
He's just gonna like nod.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
A man, a few words. Well, that's fine by me. You seem to be capable enough to have gotten my goods here, so I thank you for that. He's gonna turn and look at Idildor. He's gonna raise an eyebrow, and he's like, "You are from under the hill, if I'm not mistaken. I've not seen one of your kind out from the mountain in nigh on a century. What are you doing here?"
Well, I had a bit of accident at my forge, and the old man kind of kicked me out and said I had to go and learn new ways that were better because he couldn't teach me a rotten thing. So I'm out exploring, looking for new ways of forging the craft.
Okay, so he's gonna nod his head and he's gonna look at the rest of the group and he's gonna his eyes are immediately gonna be drawn to Duende. Because again, high elf. No one has seen a high elf in the city in a long time, and his eyebrows are gonna like raise up into his forehead, and he's gonna turn to Fearon, and he's gonna look back at you, and he's gonna look back at Fearon. Are you crazy for bringing one of them into the city? And she's just gonna shrug her shoulders. It's not that big of a deal. It'll be fine. And he kind of shakes his head. Your idea of fine and my idea of fine are two different things. In the meantime, at the very least, we've got all the goods here. Let's go see if anything's been damaged in the journey. And he's gonna bring you all over to the crates as they're being unloaded. And as you get over to the crates, he's going to turn around and be like, by the way, my name's Thanon Rockguard. Pleased to meet all of you. And he's going to go over to one of the chests, and he's going to reach down and open it with a key, and he's going to open it up. And inside, in the first chest that was locked, are several small, like foot-long barrels, like small casks. And he's going to reach in and he's going to pick one up and he's going to take a deep, deep whiff. Just be like, oh, I tell you what, I haven't had the Monster's Ale in so long. This is going to be worth it. And he's going to wink at all of you because this stuff's illegal. But only if you don't have me as your friend. And he's going to put a cask of it on the one of the small little casks on the tabletop, and he's gonna take out over his little pouch. He's got a little shot glass looking thing, and he's gonna crank it open, and he's gonna put a little bit in it. He's gonna take another deep smell, and his eyes are gonna close, and he's just gonna lean back and as he does, you literally see like his mustache starts to the tips of it start to smolder and smoke goes up as this shot of whatever it is that he's drinking goes down, and he just kind of shudders. Hit the spot. Anybody want one?
I'll take one. Why not?
All right, roll a Constitution roll.
Oh God.
Dice for Monster Ale.
Sorry, I didn't see the roll there for a second. I didn't hear the roll. You take he pours a shot for you and he gives it to you, and are you bearded? Are you bearded or not? You're a half elf. We didn't establish.
I'm not bearded.
Okay,
No.
you're not bearded. You bring this to your lips, and as you take it down, this is like the hottest, spiciest thing you have ever tasted in your life. But it's like a sweet honey flavor, but it's hot, and it burns your lips and burns your tongue and it burns your throat as you go down, and you're gasping for air. And as it hits your stomach, as it hits your stomach,
This dwarf's alcohol, man.
Ian the half elven is going to, his eyes are going to roll back in his head, and he's going to keel over and slump against the building, and all of the dwarves are just going to start laughing I
deserve that, I guess.
Well, he's going to be out for a bit. Anybody else want one? And he's going to wink at everybody. That's probably best not to. And he closes the cask, puts it back in the chest, and says, come on, let's go inside. It's time to talk next steps of this business plan of yours, Fearon. And he's going to meander over to the entrance to the building with Highland, and Fearon's going to turn around to the group of you and say, I appreciate the help. You did a good job helping us get here. You're more than welcome to stay here if you'd like, or if you'd like to explore the city at your whim, that's up to you. But I do have a bit more work for you if you'd like, if you want to follow us to the inside. And she disappears into the structure after the dwarf and her partner, the half-elf. So at this point, we'll probably go ahead and wrap the session up because we're about 10:30, so we're a little over 2 hours in tonight. So the decision that you all have to make ahead of next week is going to be, do you want to go off and explore the city on your own, or do you want to follow them inside and see what other work they might have for you? So since we're at the end of this, I'd like to figure out what do you guys want to do from here, because that'll help me prepare what I need to prepare for next week's session. Do you guys want to explore on your own? You guys have the city map, and you can figure out where exactly you want to go. Do you want to find some shops, try to find some gear, spend some of your new coin, or do you want to go straight inside and see what their next job might be?
Ooh.
I kind of want to know what this pandemic is. I wouldn't mind going exploring and maybe head up to the church, see if we can't poke around a little bit. Personally.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Idradlor. Do some exploring, maybe some buying of some supplies we may need.
Maybe we could hit a tavern that doesn't have any, ale that makes you die of hiccups or pass out,
Yes, please.
Can we find out if anybody that's been here before has anybody that they can go talk to, or like friends or family or something like that?
Those of you, because I don't remember the role, so hopefully you wrote it down. Those of you who had been here before.
Wasn't
me.
Who was it? It was Lance, and who else?
And me.
I believe I had been here.
Yeah,
so-
Helden, Lance.
Yeah.
There you go. So the three of you have been here before. Roll sixes. Everybody roll sixes. Let's see if you guys roll a 1, 2, or 3. You know somebody here. I think that was your question, right, Michael?
Yeah, I think I only knew about Anglar
Anglar,
place.
Yeah, I didn't write it down. I should have, but Halen, you've been here before, but you don't know anybody. Raggleworm, you know somebody, but you rolled a
Ooh,
3. You didn't roll a 1, so it's like a friend of a friend of a friend.
Oh, okay.
So she owns a tavern.
Oh, good.
I was gonna say
Okay.
I wouldn't mind going to the Circle of Mages.
Okay.
I believe that'd be a good place to potentially get some more information.
Being a mage and all. Yeah.
Yeah. I can do that by myself, or you can join me, but
And I assume I could go to the church too.
Yep. Because this
That
is
might be good.
yeah, this is all good. So, course of action for next week. We want to go. Let's see, Duende.
Somebody should probably go with Twinde just so he's not alone. But
Circle.
Are we even allowed over there?
All I want to do is buy new equipment with my
Maybe
new
the
Good
gold.
point.
half-elf could go.
Yeah, at this point, the relations between the two are not. It's that would be a good thing to explain at the moment, because it's kind of explained a little bit in the source book, and a little bit in the chapter book. There are some of the Church of the Elderways who really don't like elves, as you met today. The captain by the docks, they really don't like the elves and dwarves and everything else. And then there's other ones who obviously, your character, Michael, Lance, and also Raggleworm's character, being a paladin, a Templar, you guys are obviously okay with working with, and you're doing side gigs outside of whatever you might be doing for the church. Maybe you're on sabbatical. I'm not diving that deep into the backstories at the moment. But some of them are okay, some of them are not. They visit each other's grounds at this point, so it's not going to be uncommon to see church members on the circle grounds. They might be there for business and vice versa. The events of the plague as they unfold are when things start to get when those racial relations between the two kind of go south. But for now, where we're at in the storyline, yeah, you're absolutely, it's not uncommon. So you guys, if you all want to go to the Circle of Mages and then go to the church or whatever you want to do, that's definitely something that could be done. Otherwise, you guys could decide to split off and do different things as we get
So-
into next group.
This is good because the Templar and the Paladin should be able to get us through the church to certain areas. Yes,
Yeah.
Maybe theoretically,
because
they could definitely go in. You might not be able to
right.
get into rooms that they
sure, sure, because Templars are usually officers, and Paladins are
can. Paladins are like the foot soldiers, and Templars tend to be more of
right,
the officers.
right. Okay, so who was the Templar?
Lance.
Yeah.
Lance is the Templar. Okay,
And
This is
Tristan's the
good.
paladin.
Yep.
Yeah, so Paladin can like maybe get us through the front door, but Templar might be able to. He might be able to find something really good out about the plague.
So we know that.
What plague?
Yeah,
I only
you
saw the
don't-
word quarantine.
It's all,
Oh.
it's all you saw. You gotta
Quarantine.
keep that in
Sorry,
mind.
I saw quarantine. My bad.
That's all you saw. And you saw multiple checkpoints on your way here. So there's something
Yes.
something is going on.
Oh,
So we've got wanting to visit the Mage Tower, which is right down the road. Wanting to visit the church, which is all the way on the other way on the other side of the city, and then
Go to a tavern. or something?
Raggle Room's got a friend of a friend of a friend who owns a tavern. And then Halden, did you have any things that you wanted to do while you're in town?
I would likely go to the tavern. I'm not. I guess Heldon's not super comfortable around dwarves. Which is
Ooh.
odd, I guess. But he's got like a. If you were to speak dwarvish, you would have a human accent even. So he's just like, yeah, let me
Ooh.
just go drink stuff.
Ooh.
Probably more comfortable in the ratty part of town. But
So he's
either
a
way.
hill dwarf with a human accent. This is getting more interesting as we go deeper.
He's adopted.
Hey, it's possible.
All right, so
I'll go with whoever as long as I get to spend some money.
So you want to hit hit a
Yeah.
shop.
Could go to a
Yeah.
market.
okay, well we've got multiple options. I'll spin up some stuff ahead of next week's session because we've definitely got the major circle is right here. I mean, it's 15 minutes away. The market's also
Right.
15
Market's
minutes
right
away from here. A tavern, if you're going to want to visit a tavern, that's going to be probably on the way to the church. So I will create some options ahead of next
Heck
week's
yeah.
session for all of you guys to hit those things, and we'll see whether or not you decide to split up or if you're all going to go together, and we will go forth from there. Any thoughts, questions, comments, etc. as we've gotten to the end of this first session? Obviously, we did quite a bit of character rolling and everything at the beginning of this. And if you want to create deeper backstories for your characters ahead of next week's session, feel free, and we can do deeper dives into who your characters are. Other than that, yeah, questions, comments, etc.
You
No.
just
So
wanna
far, I
s-
like it. It's definitely following the chapters, right? The first 3 chapters.
Right, and what I'm supposed to do, assuming that everything works out like it's supposed to happen, is tomorrow I'll be going away from this and starting to draft because I have my notes for what I want to have happen over the next 5 episodes, but then I also want to factor in what you guys want to do to help influence and where those
Right.
things are going to happen. So I'm going to be working on that tomorrow, and then the plan is like Friday and Saturday I should be able to, like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I should be able to write chapter 4. Which then Chris has to do artwork for. So, but I would imagine that the first 2 to 3 sessions are going to follow along chapters 1, 2, and 3. And by the time I get chapter 4 out, we'll be getting into the chapter 4 stuff with the actual campaign. So, yes, they do coincide with each other. So that'll all be coming together over the next few sessions. But for now, those first 3 chapters should get us through the first 2 or 3 sessions of this campaign pretty good. At least
Cool.
mirroring kind of what's going on there. Okay. And thanks for the help, Heath, with the Roll20 stuff because I'm not that's not professional. It's been a while since I've used this. Have any of you used Foundry VTT, by the way? Because we came across that when we were looking at stuff, but Roll20 is something I knew from before, so just rolled straight into using this.
I don't have experience with the other one.
Yeah, it's kind of new. Joey and I looked at it, but it was too new, so we kind of.
It's really fancy. Like you can do all sorts of.
It's got
But it
dynamic. It's also has a weird dynamic lighting and stuff you can do, which Roll20 has started to implement that stuff as well. So. All right. Well, thanks everybody. For those of you watching the stream, we will be back again next week. Same time, same place. We'll be kicking off sometime between. Hopefully, we'll be a little more punctual next week because we'll have gotten the introductions and the rolling of the characters out of the way. So we should be starting a little more around 8:30, and I think this time we were closer to 9 o'clock. And again, if you want more information on what's going on, what is this campaign, what is the city of Parthana, what's the lore and everything else, definitely check out patreon.com/Renfell. You can also check out the Project Dramond playlist here on YouTube, which has all the information. And of course, don't forget to join the Discord. You can chat with us there. All the links are below. Thanks to all of these fine adventurers for a fun and entertaining session tonight. And we will be back again next week for more of the same as they continue to explore the city of Parthana, find out what that quarantine meant, talk to the mages at the tower, maybe get over to the church, figure out what's going on in the city. To everybody watching the stream, thanks so much. We'll see you next week.